number 1 through 10 in your wide receiver list. Number 1, I'm not trying to do this, but I told you a couple years ago when he came out of the draft, he'd be the best wide receiver in the draft. And now I snuck a little peek at your rankings, and you got my guy, number 1.
I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the NFL, but he's certainly one of the top 2 or 3 fantasy wide receivers in the NFL. Let's go back to that game. We expect to be a high-scoring affair between the Tampa Bay Bucks and the New Orleans Saints. If I can get Mike Evans, who gets about 35 targets a game, against the New Orleans secondary, I'm all in. Mike Evans is going to be the most expensive daily fantasy wide receiver, but he is worth every penny. I like Odell Beckham Jr. slightly more than Antonio Brown this week because AB and Ben Roethlisberger are on the road. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to try and go tit for tat with Ezekiel Elliott. I think both of those guys have big games in that big NFC East showdown. I like your boy Dez Bryant throwing up the X. Even though Zeke is my favorite play in that offense, I do think Dez Bryant is going to have opportunity to have some big, impactful plays. T.Y. Hilton, Julio Jones would be higher if not for his
injuries,
compromised physical condition. Brandon Marshall, Jordy Nelson, Demaryius Thomas, and Jamison Crowder.
Wow, the Dookie.
In the words of Bryant McFadden, quiet as kept, Jamison Crowder has become this year's version of Eric Decker. Remember last year, Eric Decker either got you 80 yards receiving or a touchdown in every game. That's what Jamison Crowder has done as now the top receiver weapon in that offense for KC8. Jordan Reed's the top receiving weapon at tight end. But when you look at wide receiver at just that position, no, it's not Deshaun Jackson, it's not Pierre Garçon, it is Jamison Crowder. And Jordan Reed might not play. So if that's the case, Jamison Crowder might be bumped up that list a little bit.